Number 5, Shadowgate. Now this game scared the hell out of me as a kid. I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it so much. And it was the first type of its game that I've played ever. I say that for almost everything I'm picking in my top 10 because it's true. That's why it stands out so much, or why it stuck with me for so long. And there was, it's one of those games where you can just, I don't know, what do you call these types of games? Let me look that up. Okay, a point-and-click adventure video game. Now this game came out on multiple platforms, but I'm only familiar with the NES version. I think it came out for like Macintosh and PC too. Never played those, but I'm guessing they're pretty much the same.
Get the water, nigga!
And there's other types of games like this for the Nintendo, but for some reason, I never got into them. Like Uninvited and Deja Vu. They're exactly the same type of game.
Just wait.
They're all made by Kemco. I want to say Namco. They all sound the freaking same. By Kemco. But I never got into them until much, much later in my late teens or adult years when I started playing on emulators and I can go back and finally try some of these games. And they're actually really good, but we're going to talk about only Shadowgate since that's the one I grew up with, and again, the one I had the most fond memories with. So yeah, as I was saying, this game was pretty eerie and frightening to say the least for me at the time as a little kid. Just to give you an idea, it was released for the NES in North America in 1989. I was born in 81, so I was 8 years old when this game was released. I'm probably a little bit older, if not that age when I played it. So as you can imagine, the fear level and imagination of an 8-year-old is considerably different from an adult. The reason I say this is because when I tell some adults about Shadowgate and how it scared me as a kid, they kind of laugh. Oh, the game wasn't very scary. Oh, what was scary about it?
Oh, yes! Yes! Predictable. I knew he was going to bite it.
Yeah, but can you go back when you were 8 years old and say that?
Today we had a big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll Gorgedach Windrobwll, Llantysilio, Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll Gorgedach Windrobwll, and Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll Gorgedach Windrobwll.
Obviously now as an adult it's not going to be scary. I can look back over it today and be like, oh, whatever. But even now when I play it, I still kind of get that chill down my spine from when I was a kid. I'm just reliving it and remembering how it affected me back then. So anyway, the whole point of this game, I guess I should say, besides being scary, is you're some guy who is trying to save a princess. No, I'm wrong. You're not saving a princess. I think you get married to one in the end just because,
Because something bothers you more than it bothers me.
The whole point of the story is actually you have to stop the Warlock Lord from summoning the behemoth and darkening the world forever. And it's actually, the dialogue in the game, the written text is actually very well done, I felt, for its time. It's not like they thought, oh, it's a shitty NES game port, who cares, dumb kids will be playing it. But no, they did a good job with the writing, I felt, and makes you feel like you're reading like a Shakespeare novel or something, I don't know, or playing Dungeons & Dragons, which is, I guess, is kind of what they're going for. But it's not the writing so much I remember, I just remember it being done pretty well.
Don't write crap.
So yeah, like I was saying, is point-and-click adventure game. You have to progress through the game, finding items, not really fighting so many monsters, but there's certain obstacles you have to overcome, which involve monsters and traps and whatnot. But the one thing that stands out the most is these torches. Now, these torches are very essential and important, because if these torches go out, you die. And why do you die? Because apparently it's so dark in this damn castle that the minute your torches go out, you can't see anything and you just die. Which I thought was kind of odd. It's like, they don't bother lighting the torches for anyone else in this castle?
Wow.
But then you don't really run across anyone else except monsters. So maybe at one point there was people living here, and now they're just a bunch of monsters who don't need to see anything. Otherwise, I find it odd that there's no other torches anywhere in this place lit up, and you just die. But another part of that, too, when the torches started going out, was freaky music played. panic, scary, eerie music, and I remember getting terrified when I first heard this. Like, so scared that I just turned my TV off and I left the room because I was too scared and panicked too much to know what to do. That's how much of a wuss I was. And believe it or not, I didn't cheat for this game either. I didn't have to. But then again, I think when this game was released, I didn't have Game Genie yet. So, but the game's actually really easy. It's just memorization. Once you learn how to do everything, it's pretty straightforward. And you can beat this game in, like, I swear, at 15 minutes. Really, you can beat it very fast. Otherwise, when I first started playing as a kid, yeah, it took forever because there was a lot of puzzles, a lot of obstacles to come across. You're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And that's what made it really fun. But yeah, once you beat it once, you're like, well, it's just memorization. It's pretty easy after that.
Your Mac friend, Brent Rambo.
The graphics were good for its time. It's like any other NES game. You know, the game was pretty straightforward. There wasn't any glitches I can remember. But again, when you first play it through, it's really tricky. A lot of the puzzles are like, I'm not too sure what you're supposed to do, and you find yourself running in circles trying to figure out how the hell to do half of them. Or I think it's possible too that you could still do the puzzle wrong, but get through and find out later on that, oh, because you messed that up, you can no longer progress in the game and you have to start all over again. Those are always fun, right? So I was talking about the scariest aspects of the game. Besides the music when the torches start to go out, or the music in general, there's other parts in the game too that frightened me. That even now when I play it, I'm like, I remember that feeling. The Sphinx was one. Ugh. I remember the chill I got down my spine and I felt sick to my stomach when I first saw it as a kid. It just looked weird to see like a lion with a human face. And I've seen very different variations of the Sphinx and not one of them ever really appeared scary or eerie.
What the fuck?
But in this game, for some reason, it just freaked me out. And he doesn't even hurt you either. He just wants you to answer a riddle, and if you get it wrong, he'll just zap you away somewhere else. He won't actually kill you or hurt you. Which I'm glad, because at some parts in the game, if you do something wrong, the monster will like jump in your face and he'll say, "You've been ripped apart," and blah blah blah. If this Sphinx had done that, I probably would never play it again. I think there's even some riddles he could tell today that I would not know the answer to. I'd like to think I know all the answers. And the way you answer his riddles, he'll ask you whatever such question. There's an item, the item or the answer is somewhere in the castle. It could be something you found at the very beginning. It could be something you found right before you enter the room. Whatever it may be, you have to give it to him or put it down in front of him, and if it's right, you can proceed. I don't think you have to answer his questions more than once. I think once you answer him, he just kind of sits there the rest of the game and does absolutely nothing. Don't punch just everything unless you want to die. I think the only other thing that really startled me as a kid was the chick you find chained up in a tower. She turns into a friggin' werewolf whenever you do anything, and I think that kind of freaked me out too at the time. But yeah, there's a lot of different monsters in the game you come across, and each one of them you can kill or overcome in some way. The other ones didn't really scare me so much as, like, say, the Sphinx, even though he's a harmless one, or the werewolf. I think the other games, like Uninvited, and had more of a jump out thing at you. Like, in that game, there's a part where you come across a woman in a hallway, and if you do anything but what you're supposed to do, which I think is spray her, she shows it fucking right in your face, murdering you, and like, that scared me. Even as an adult, because I'm a wuss. Yeah, Shadowgate didn't have too many jump out scares, actually. It just was very descriptive about how you died, which was kind of not entertaining, but interesting. So I always tried to find different ways to kill myself in the game, just to see how it would happen or what would happen. Some of the more interesting ways to kill yourself are setting yourself on fire. You can commit suicide by taking your torch and continuously burning yourself until you burn alive. I don't even know if that's possible, because you don't just automatically go up in flames or anything. You continuously burn yourself more and more and more. I'll tell you how many degrees of burns you have on your skin until you just burn alive.
Get the water, nigga!
Hang on, I'm killing myself. Just hang on, it's taking time. Hang on. Yeah, it hurts, but hang on, guys. I'm almost dead. Hang on, turning blacker. Or, other dumb ways, like just picking up the sword and just plunging it into your chest and you die, or hurling yourself out the window because, you know, you made it this far, you might as well just jump out. Or the scene where you open up the one door and a mutated dog just comes out and murders you. It's like, look at the door. You could see through it. How the hell did you not see a dog on the other end trying to murder you? Well, I'll just open this up. This should be okay. Ah, you know.
Do you know this Jesus?
Jesus!
No sign. Just open it up casually. Dead. You get a various amount of different bottles in the game. Like, I swear, like 10 of them. Just drink them all and see what happens. And I'm guaranteed 95% of them will kill you. So it makes you think, what's even the point of getting them?
What in the hell was that all about?
Yeah, any weapon you pick up, you know, take the hammer, put it through your head, pick up the sword, put it through your chest, take the arrow, put it through your eyeball, you know, just anything you pick up, you can pretty much kill yourself with it, guaranteed. I think it's funny how the game just lets you do whatever the hell you want, they don't care. And someone answer me this question, why does a troll, since that's what it's supposed to be, it looks more like a human lion person, why does he have no legs? Where are they?
What in the hell?
Is he floating? Like, I never heard of any trolls that look like this and have no legs whatsoever and just float in the sky. And I guarantee any place that has water, you don't want to go in it. Especially the part where there's a shark in the water. You can honestly just walk right in. And what do you think's going to happen? You walk in, you get eaten by it. Whereas the other part with his whirlpool, oh, I'll just walk in that. Ah! The werewolf, when you kill it, if you try to put the torch to it, it somehow kills you anyway. It says, oh, the dog pounced you and took your life. He's dead! Well, what else can I say about this game? Shadowgate. Scary game for its time. Point-and-click adventure. It's about 15 minutes long once you master it. But when you first play it and have no idea what to do, it's actually really fun trying to figure it out. If I had to pick between this and Uninvited, I would have said Uninvited was the better game, or it is the better game, but again,
Your mom's a hoe!
we're talking about games from my childhood that I played a lot. Uninvited, I didn't play until my teenage years,
What are you doing?
when, thanks to Circus Samuel, he brought it over and showed it to me for the first time. We laughed our asses off at it. I should say as well, they did remake this game, actually. If you, on Steam, you can buy it, the 2014 version. Which is actually $16.99 right now. There's actually also a special edition upgrade, I guess, if you already purchased the regular. I haven't tried that yet, but heck, I will one of these days. I might as well. But then there's a billion games I've purchased on Steam lately and haven't even tried once. But well, if you like the original like I did, try the remake. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, pick up the original. It's get it on eBay still for like $30. Surprisingly, but assuming you have an NES that works still. I don't. Thanks to my brother. Yeah, he's still a geek.
What is a geek?
Me, sir, I'd like to volunteer.